Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. Today, guys, I do want to talk about something a little bit different. It's more business related overall, not necessarily real estate specific. As many of you know, I am a fan of the Real Housewives of Potomac, right? So recently they had a reunion on their last shows. I'm not going to go over it bit by bit, play by play, but I just want to touch on something that was definitely brought up that I think is very important. And that's basically the effect that emotions and mental health play on business. And as you know, real estate is a business, right? So one of the people on the show, Gordon, he's married to Mia, I think the last name is Thornton. He came right out and said he was diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder. And you know, as a person, I'm of the African American persuasion, I know that was big for him to come out and admit publicly on television, because in our community for so long it was taboo. You don't come out and say that. If you feel like you're going through anything, we're supposed to what? Pray about it. Go to Jesus. Meditate, right? That's the type of thing that we're supposed to do. However, I do believe that God made therapists so that we can go and discuss with them whatever it is that we need to be helped, whatever issues it is that we need to be helped with. You know, yes, many people do go to pastors, but many pastors are not therapists. Many of them have never gone to school, first of all, period, okay? Then for those who have gone to school, many of them have only taken theology. Many of them have never taken psychology or psychiatry. So they're not really aware of the mind that well. All they're really aware of is scripture. And I think too often in our community, we're not realizing that. You know, yes, there are a few pastors that may also be therapists. They may be licensed therapists. I do know of one, but all of them, no, all of them are not. And then again, you have some therapists, of course, who don't have any title in the church at all. So you do have to, and even the ones that are, you do need to see whether or not the two of you will be a good fit for one another. Like, you can't really just pick anybody to help you. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. And this is one of the reasons why I like the show, is because, yeah, there may be some parts where, you know, I know things may be over exaggerated, but I think for the most part, there are times when they do keep it real. So that's one of the reasons why I like this particular show. And I'm glad that he came out with it. It explains so much, because as many of you know who have watched the show, his family kicked him out of his business. And his wife, Mia, she's divorcing him right now, right? And see, here's the thing. Not everyone knows how to handle or deal with a person that has that disorder. The person who has the disorder may not know how to handle what it is that they're going through. But once it is diagnosed, once it is recognized, then the proper procedure can be taken. And normally, in his instance, medication is necessary, as well as continuous support, continuously going in to get therapy. Like, everything needs to work together. You understand me? So I think that this is wonderful. So I wanted to go in a little bit further and do a little bit of a deep dive, because I think that some people probably they're not aware of this whole situation. Now, by all means, I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I am not a lawyer. Okay? But I just wanted to put my 2 cents in just so that you guys can know or can learn. All right? So I know that bipolar disorder is a serious medical condition that affects a lot of people worldwide. It's not just, here in the United States, right? And this does affect people who are in leadership positions. As a matter of fact, there are some CEOs who are dealing with bipolar disorder as we speak. Okay? But I think what it is in this particular instance, Gordon wasn't diagnosed with the disorder until afterwards. I think if he had found it earlier and was taking his medication and getting the therapy much earlier, he probably would be able to still stay in as a CEO. But as Mia had reported, he was doing a whole lot of reckless things, spending more money than what he had overall, making things seem as though there was more than what there actually was, and it affected both the business and the marriage. Not only that, another telltale sign was when Wendy and Candace said to Mia, your husband said some really nasty, derogatory things to you, and even though we don't necessarily have the best of relationship, I didn't feel comfortable coming to you with that. So that was also another sign that something was wrong on his end, okay? But it was discovered after the fact and not before the fact. So basically, his family just looked at his performance and said, oh no, we can't take this, you gotta go, and asked him to step down. Now, yes, he had a lawsuit against them, but since these findings, from my understanding, he's actually dropped the lawsuit. And the relationship between him and his family, and also him and Mia, who in a way, yes, his family, because that's his wife, is rebuilding, and it does seem as though it's going to get better. Now, the relationship he has with Mia, I don't think that they're going to remain married. I believe the divorce is still going through. Mia has already gone on and found herself someone else. So, yeah. But at least his brothers and sisters, they're still there, and they are also, from what I understand, he's getting like dividends or residuals or whatever from the business. So even though he's not CEO, he's still getting paid. He's still getting some money, which I think is wonderful. All right. But anyway, let me go back into the whole situation when it comes to having a mental disorder, if you will. Now, yes, as mentioned before, CEOs, many, and other, leadership positions can come down with, and I'm not even sure, to be honest, if one is born with this or not. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but basically you do have some people who function, but most of the ones who function is because they caught it early and they're doing whatever is necessary so that they can function well in the world. But he is a man who I believe is in his 70s, so it's kind of late, if you will. Okay, but see, here's the thing that a number of things I wanted to let you know. One of those things is that a company has to look out for the well-being of the organization and its stakeholders. So they can't have somebody out there that's messing up with their profits. They have to ensure stability, continuity, and effective leadership, because they need to be able to establish trust, all right, in order so that everyone can see that this is being run responsibly. All right. Now, you might say, well, since he has bipolar diagnosis, is that legal to let him go? Again, it wasn't found out until afterwards, not before. But even if it was found out afterwards, yes, they can let him go. It's just that the bipolar diagnosis cannot be the only reason why he would be asked to step down. It would have to be something where it is affecting his performance. And in this case, yes, it was. So if they struggle with managing the company effectively, if they are making rash decisions during manic episodes or withdrawing during depressive episodes, the board can, come into question about the person's leadership. All right. Then when it comes to their leadership ability, are they able to lead and inspire the team? Is it being compromised by this particular illness? Is their behavior or judgment being affected by this particular disorder? You understand? So this is very, very essential in keeping a company together. All right. Yes, we do have the Americans with Disabilities Act that does, yes, protect people who have bipolar disorder. However, when it comes to their performance and their job duties, you would have to definitely consult a lawyer and possibly also an HR professional to make sure that you are in policy in whether you want to keep this person or let this person go. And if you really want to let the person go, you really would have to consult those two areas, people who have that particular expertise, before you say, okay, this person needs to step down. And then you do have some companies that have it written in their policies regarding mental health. And they make it broad so that it's not just limited to bipolar disorder. You understand? So I do have a friend who does commercial real estate. She actually has it written into her contract where she has the right, well, not she by herself, but the whole entire board that she has created. They have the right to remove anyone on the board whose mental capacity is affecting the performance and the profit of her company that she has created. It only affects the people on the board. It does not affect anybody else outside of the board. Okay? So I'm just letting you guys know it can be done. You can put this in your contract. Please let a lawyer go over it. Even if you're a small company, because she's not, even though she makes a lot of money, she is not like one of those mega conglomerates. Okay, she's not necessarily a small business either. You would probably say she's more mid-sized, if you will. Okay, so yes, I just wanted to bring that to the forefront since it has been brought up to the forefront in one of the shows that I watch. And I hope when you get the chance, maybe you guys can also take a look at that show. Because yes, you have the drama and all that other stuff, but from time to time there are some important lessons that they do throw in. And if you're a person who is, you just want to own a business or you already have a business, there are certain lessons that you can learn. And this is one of the lessons that I wanted to bring more out into the forefront. Okay? And I hope you guys don't mind that I veered off a little bit because it's not 100% real estate related. It is something that can be applied to all businesses. All businesses are affected by this. And I just wanted to also let you guys know your emotions do matter. I know sometimes even in the church, sometimes we say, no, ignore your feelings, or, don't pay too much attention to your feelings or whatever. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I think that your emotions do matter. Everybody does not know how to control their emotions, and when you know that you lose control, or when other people see that you lose control, I will like to encourage you to speak to a mental health professional. As a matter of fact, May coming up is Mental Health Month. And even if everything is fine, even if you feel wonderful, it wouldn't hurt, honestly, to go to a mental health professional, to go to a therapist and just consult just one time. Many of you who are working a regular job, you're already covered by your health insurance. So why not? And then others, those of us who live in New York City, we can just dial 311 and there's a mental health professional that is there to assist us with whatever it is that we might be going through. It doesn't have to be a disorder such as bipolar disorder or any kind of disorder. Any feelings that you have, if you're feeling down, I would just like to encourage you, get rid of the stigma. Yes, I still believe in prayer. Yes, I still believe in meditation. No problem with you speaking to your pastor, but don't stop there. Go and speak to a therapist. Get checked. Just like you have your car checked, get checked and make sure everything is all right. Okay, so guys, that's all I have for you. Hopefully the information that I've shared will help you make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.